Well, with less than 3 weeks to go in the Atlantic hurricane season, the tropics are refusing to give up, as it's now looking very likely that we will have another named storm forming before the season wraps up. Let's take a look at the Caribbean. This is where the area that we're watching, now being called Invest 99, it is sitting near Jamaica with new thunderstorms developing, so it's slowly getting its act together. An area of low pressure will consolidate within this region, and this actually tends to be a favored area for development in November due to the fact we have some very warm water temperatures, still in the middle 80s and across the Caribbean Sea, and the water temperatures tend to cool down significantly once you get into the central Gulf of Mexico. And not only that, but we're going to have a low wind shear environment, so now it is an almost certainty that we will see a tropical system develop in the area south of Jamaica, in the western Caribbean, stretching all the way to around Honduras and Nicaragua. So this area, depression, or more likely now a tropical storm, will form by the weekend. And now it appears that as we move into early next week, a lot of our forecast modeling suggests that this will eventually take a turn towards the northwest, towards the Gulf of Mexico. That was somewhat in question for the last couple of days, but we're getting more and more certain that in fact will happen. In fact, our GFS model, the American model, the European model are all starting to hone in on this solution. And next week, here's a look at the factors that will influence where this will go. We have high pressure that will be sitting over the Bahamas and the Greater Antilles, and a deepening trough over the central and eastern U.S. And that trough, we're thinking at this point, will likely keep whatever forms here from making it all the way to the Mississippi, Alabama, Gulf Coast, or into northwest Florida. But the exact time when this turns, that's going to be the question mark. There's certainly a possibility that this system may shoot the gap right there in the Yucatan Channel and move into the Gulf. A lot of models suggest this will go farther west, perhaps crossing the Yucatan and then emerging into the southern Gulf of Mexico, and then again sort of taking that northeasterly track, unfortunately, towards the Florida Peninsula. And if that solution were to unfold, that would be the third significant system to affect Florida this season. This is one of our forecast models, so this is not an official forecast. This is the GFS American model. It kind of shows the system drifting this weekend in the Caribbean, and then from there it'll move north and west, making that trek towards the Gulf of Mexico. Again, the exact time when it makes the move and exactly how strong this will be really just depends on from model to model, but this could potentially be a significant system, again, heading towards the Gulf of Mexico. The next name on the list is Sarah, and that is likely what we will have as we move into the weekend and early next week. We'll continue to keep you updated on the tropics. Again, hurricane season wrapping up at the end of November.